Hey Hofstra fans, it's time once again for the WB Masons Coaches Report. I'm Rob Joyce, joined by the head coach of Hofstra softball, Bill Edwards. Coach, how are you?
Doing all right.
Your team going down to Florida last weekend for the second of 3 weekends down in the Sunshine State. You go 1-4 overall on the weekend. What are your thoughts on that?
Up and down. Don't know what team's going to show up. Played an unbelievable game against Pacific. I thought we were going to get on a roll and really get something started, for the teams we had coming up later on in the tournament, and played a tremendous game against Illinois State up until the 6th inning, and then the wheels fell off. We were in control. Olivia had her great stuff going, winning 2-0. We make 3 errors in 1 inning. The game falls apart, and we lose it 3-2. So very, very disappointed there. And then we played well against Louisiana Lafayette, played well against Michigan. Saw a tremendous game pitched against us by Sarah from Michigan. She had all of her stuff going. She no-hit us, pitched very, very well. We put the ball in play, but she was just outstanding on that day. So her pitcher's got great stuff. Very, very tough to combat that. So, and then we come out against Southern Illinois on that Sunday and just didn't play the way that we need to play to win. So it's a little discouraging right now. So we have to get back to work and try to get something going this weekend.
In that Michigan game, typically you're the one with the pitcher who's always on her A game and the other team's fighting it. But when you're being no-hit, what's kind of the mindset in the dugout?
You know that it's going to be tough because she has great stuff going, and we're getting good swings and good pitches, but that late sudden break, that little action in the strike zone that she had, forced us to pop up or forced us to ground out. They made all the plays and therefore a no-hitter, and you really can't control that other than just keep working at it, keep grinding away. Hopefully something's going to fall. It was a 1-0 game going into late innings, so we were right there with them. And whether or not you're getting no hit or you have a lot of hits going, the nature of our game is timing. So we only needed 1 or 2 hits to get back into the game to tie it up 1-1, and we had a couple opportunities and just didn't get it done. So you have to tip the cap to Michigan and give them their kudos and hopefully bounce back the next day.
You mentioned errors before. You had 6 errors on the weekend as a whole. I know that's something that you're a big advocate of, not beating yourself up. So how do you shore that up? We
take great pride in Hofstra defense. I always say if you can't throw and catch, you can't play softball. And right now, we're not throwing and catching the ball real well. So we have to get back to fundamentals. We have to get back to concentration. There's a very fine line between a team that's attuned and ready for every pitch, and then there's a line where players will maybe take a pitch off. If a pitcher takes a pitch off, the ball is going to go out of the ballpark. If a player takes a pitch off, that ball is going to find them. And as soon as that ball finds them and they're not ready to make the play or make the right play at the right time, it's devastating to the team. And that's pretty much what's happening. So we're working on concentration, we're working on accountability, making sure that the players hold themselves accountable for what it is that they need to do to be successful. And if we can just get in that rhythm and get in that routine of playing day in and day out at a very high level, we'll be okay. This is a very, very tough time of year for us because we go outside in 80-degree weather and it's beautiful, and then we come back in here for 3 days and it's a little bit tough sometimes to work on what you have to work on, which is game. We have to play games. That's why when you go to spring training baseball, they play so many games because there's so much downtime in between each pitch. And I think that's where we're running into problems, is that we practice a lot inside, but we can't get into that game rhythm and that game concentration that you have to be a winner. So hopefully we can improve on it this weekend.
In the circle, Olivia Galati pitches 31 of the possible 35 innings. How's her arm holding up early on?
Yeah, she's had great moments, and then she's had not so great moments. And she has pitched. She had a perfect game going against Pacific up until the 6th inning. She had a great game going. Team was playing great. She pitched tremendously against Illinois State. So she threw 14 wonderful innings. Really dominant innings where she was in total control. And then, she came out against Illinois, Southern Illinois on that last day and just didn't have it. Whether or not it's fatigue or conditions or she was a little tight, she couldn't get loose, whatever. She just didn't have it. So you have to say, okay, she didn't have it on that day. We've got to bring her back this weekend and work a little bit this week to get her ready to go this weekend.
2 weeks in, how's the relationship with her and Aaron Trippi behind the plate?
It's outstanding. Erin is really has taken her game to another level, and she has to continue to do that. She works Olivia very, very well. She's learning how to frame pitches to get Olivia strikes that are strikes. Sometimes catchers have a tendency not to get strikes. You know, it's how they receive the ball, how they frame the ball. So she's working very hard on that. The impressive thing about Erin right now is that she's throwing runners out. So it's very, very difficult for, a lot of times you get into a game and say, okay, we can run off this catcher. Well, right now, there's not too many teams in the country that are going to run off Aaron Trippi. So that in itself is a pickup, because a single will stay a single rather than sometimes a single and a stolen base for the, you know, for that double. So she's working well with Olivia, and now, you know, from the defensive side, she has the ability to throw out runners.
And then taking a look at the lineup, you had a couple of different leadoff hitters, Chloe Fitzgerald, then you had Corinne Bailey this past weekend. How's the top of the lineup looking?
Man, I don't know. You know, we are searching. Corinne Bailey got off to a great start, and then all of a sudden word gets around the country as to how to pitch to her. And if she gets anxious and starts leaving her strike zone a little bit, gets, you know, she's a freshman. She has to learn how to play at a very, very high level here, and she's very dedicated, very, you know, consumed with getting better. So she's eventually going to be fine. But finding a leadoff hitter after losing Rachel, you know, we're still looking for it, and hopefully we'll find something this weekend.
One person who's been hitting the snot out of the softball, Tori Rocha, batting a little south of 400. Where have you seen her improve?
Aggressiveness. She gets in there and she's hacking. You know, she's just such a competitor now. She has tremendous confidence going. She'll swing at it. She'll attack the ball. She's staying within the strike zone. She's not leaving it too much, you know, to strike herself out. And it's great to see her really get aggressive in the batter's box. Sometimes hitters become passive. They hit behind in the count. She comes out first pitch. She's swinging, and she's really hitting the ball well, hitting it to all fields, which is good. So I'm very happy that she's you know, going the way that she's going, and she might be one of our leadoff candidates, so who knows.
There you go. This week, your third consecutive weekend down in Florida, the highlight of the weekend, number 6 Texas. I know you go in same mindset for every opponent, but when you face the number 6 team in the country, do you worry about intimidation at all?
Oh, no, we don't worry about that, because when you play Michigan, Louisiana, Lafayette, they're all on the same scale. And you know, we just have to go out and play, and it'll be an ESPN you know, game. So we're excited about getting on some, you know, some television coverage, and playing the number 6 team is a privilege. And we've played Texas before and have played them tough, and now we have to play them a little bit tougher and maybe get a win out of it, and just see what we can do.
What's the difference between turning a 3-0 loss, a 7-5 loss, into a win?
Playing good defense. You know, we're getting pretty good pitching, and now it's a matter of getting the timely hits and playing that good defense. We can't keep, you know, giving games away. You know, we're making errors at the wrong time. We're not getting the timely hits. We're not responding to the pressure. Sometimes our softball IQ is a little questionable, you know, where we have to start thinking a little bit better, both in the batter's box and thinking defensively where we're going to throw the ball. And I think it'll all come as we play more games and as we start to feel the rhythm of the game. And you know, we're just excited to get back down there and play again, and hopefully improve upon what we didn't do last weekend.
All right, Hofstra softball coach Bill Edwards, thanks.
Pleasure.
So Hofstra takes on 4 different teams down in Orlando this weekend. You can check out GoHofstra.com for all the game information. I'm Rob Joyce. Thanks, Hofstra fans, for tuning in to the WB Mason's Coaches Report with Bill Edwards.